Welcome to Cat and Jess Talk the Best, where we're going to talk about IMDb's top 250 movies from April 12th, 2018. My name is Kat.
And I'm Jess.
Today we're talking about Three Colors Red, which is, I don't know how to say it in French. You want to say it?
Or Trois Couleurs Rouge.
There you go.
Something like that.
It's a drama, mystery, romance from 1994. It is part 3 of the French Colors trilogy, and this movie has an 8.1 on 74,475 votes. It's not a lot.
Yeah?
I feel like French people don't really use IMDb that much.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a very American thing.
I think so, but it does, put all of these films from different countries.
That's true. So. It has all kinds of everything on it.
Very true.
So, spoiler-free synopsis. A beautiful model named Valentine crosses paths with a retired judge whose dog she runs over with her car. The lonely judge, she discovers, amuses himself by eavesdropping on all of his neighbors' phone conversation. Near Valentine's apartment lives a young man who aspires to be a judge and loves a woman who will betray him. That's kind of a spoiler.
A little bit.
I missed that.
Whoops. Sorry.
From these characters' proximity comes spiritual kinship and mutual redemption.
Yeah. Alright, I apologize for these names. So, I actually had to figure this one out. So, the director, his name is, it's spelled really weird, but his name is Krzysztof Kieslowski. That's a mouthful.
He did all 3 of them, didn't he?
He did all 3 of... It's the Three Colors trilogy. So, 3 colors blue, 3 colors white, 3 colors red, which for the French flag. And he also did another one called... He's done all kinds of different films, but another one is Double Life of Veronique. So, we got 3 main actors. We got Irene, Jacob, Jean-Louis... What's the name? Trindignant and Frederic Feather. Yeah.
Okay.
French names. But
yep.
Hopefully we got that.
French
names, yeah. I thought I had a hard time with Hindi name, Hindi names, but French is not easy either.
So, Rotten Tomatoes, the average rating on it was an 8.8, and it has a 100% on critical reviews on both Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic.
That's impressive.
I don't know very many that have 100% on both.
Yeah.
It's usually either or. So they got 51 critical reviews. All of them are fresh, Rotten Tomatoes. Just all fresh tomatoes.
All the fresh.
So the consensus, a complex, stirring, and beautifully realized portrait of interconnected lives. Red is the captivating conclusion to a remarkable trilogy.
I'd have to agree with the remarkable trilogy. It was a really good trilogy. I agree.
I need to watch the first 2.
I got to watch the first 2 films, and I agree. All of them were pretty solid films.
Well, I'm glad you got to watch them.
Yeah.
We can talk about them later.
I will talk about them later.
So I couldn't really find much on the money for this one, but in the U.S., it made $4,043,686. And that was all I could find.
I mean, it's really an overseas film.
Yeah, so. And I looked at where I get all my other stuff for all the other movies, and it didn't have anything. And I looked it up on everywhere, and that's the only thing that I could find.
Weird.
Yeah. So I don't know if they keep track of it like we do. We're very into movies here, where it's more like an art form.
It is. French films, I think, are just very artsy and just they're all masterpieces in a way.
Yeah. So for the awards, it won 17. I'm not gonna read them all because most of them are best foreign language film, best foreign film, best non-American film. It was nominated for 3 Oscars and 1 Golden Globe. I'm gonna pick a few here. One of them, I just thought it was funny. The Awards Critic Community Awards. That's literally what it was called. Unless I typed it wrong.
Circuits, community awards. Okay.
I said critics. Whoops. But I just think it's funny. It says awards.
Two awards to really emphasize it's an award.
But it got an honorable mention. That's that. Congratulations, you did something trophy.
Good job, buddy. Here's a little something for you.
The next one, I just thought these names of these awards were cool. The Camera Image Awards.
Okay.
And they give out frogs, so it won a silver and a golden frog.
That's a weird name.
I thought that was cool, so I wanted to say those ones.
That's weird names for awards. Okay.
Caesar Awards, my guess is that is a big award in France, because that's where it won actual stuff that I would consider big awards. It won for Best Music, Best Film, Best Actor, and Best Actress. And then French Syndicate of Cinema Critics, it won Best Film. And all the rest of them are... Oh, here's another one. Vancouver International Film Festival, most popular film. In Vancouver, they do speak a lot of French.
Yeah, that's true.
I think there's another one another territory in Canada, they speak more French, but I think Vancouver does speak quite a bit.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are all best foreign language film, best foreign film.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of it?
It was good. I wish that it was in English, because I have such a hard time reading and paying attention to everything. Even though I shouldn't have that much of a hard time, because I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I read and watch TV all the time. But it's just hard when it's in a different language and you have to listen to the different language and read it and try and pay attention to what is going on. But I did like it quite a bit.
Yeah, I did too. I liked it. There's
It makes me want to watch the other two.
There we go. I'm glad to hear that, because the other two are really good too. It says this one's the highest rated one out of all three, but for me, this is the second best out of the trilogy.
Okay.
For me, I liked White better.
But that's because it has the girl from the Before trilogy, and you don't like her.
I don't like her.
She gets what's coming to her.
Yes,
That's what you told me.
Just a bit. That's part of the reason why, but I mean, it's actually White. If you want to check White out, it's actually in 2 languages. It's in French and Polish.
Oh, because I can speak Polish,
Yeah. Subtitles. But Red, I think, Red is a pretty solid film.
Yeah.
Very artsy.
I can understand why critics liked it so much.
I can, too. I really can.
Is that it? Okay.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Alright, that was your warning. If you haven't watched the film yet, then stop listening until you watched it and come back here and check it out.
Cool. Alright, so this is in France.
Yeah. When he called into the phone call thing, that bit where it was going through, I guess the phone line, it was making me super dizzy. Just because it was, spinning and going super fast. I'm like, nope, it's too dizzy. I get dizzy real easy.
That didn't even faze me. I thought, okay, it's just the beginning of the film.
I can't do spinny rides anywhere.
No,
I can't.
I'm sorry. So
Like the teacups.
Oh,
I can't do
that's
the
right.
teacups.
You can't do teacups.
I can't do anything spinny.
So it's in France. It starts with this guy. He's making a phone call. We don't know who he is. Don't know his name. We don't find that out till way later in the film.
Yeah.
What his name is. We're like, why is this guy keep showing up in the film?
For a second there, I was thinking that it was flashbacks of the older guy, the judge, but then it kept showing him seeing the model lady.
Yeah.
Valentine.
Yes, we meet Valentine, which is the main character. She's a model. She was in ballet, too.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
I liked that, I know most ballet words are French, but it just didn't even give you, any translation because they're all French.
Yeah, that's true.
It just in the subtitles said whatever it is she said.
Just
wrote
it did.
Plie.
Yeah.
That was one. I don't remember what else she said, but I do remember her saying plie.
Lots of French words in ballet, but
Did ballet originate in France?
I don't know. That's a good question. I know.
We got the computer. Let's check.
We're gonna look this up. Since you did ballet, we're gonna.
I didn't do ballet. Oh, she did. I thought
Valentine.
you said since you did ballet. I was like, I didn't do ballet.
I never did ballet. I would love to, but
I played hockey and soccer. Rode horses.
I did t-ball.
What are we looking at?
Looking up where ballet originated.
Did ballet originated in France?
That makes no sense, but alright.
It's gonna correct it. I didn't type that, somebody else did. Oh, it originated during the Italian Renaissance in the 15th century and later developed into a concert dance form in France and Russia. So it originated in Italy, but kind of...
France and Russia really are the big centers for ballet.
Yeah, Yeah, because what's that Nutcracker? That's a Russian.
That's Tchaikovsky.
Yep.
Russian.
I had to think of the name of it. Okay. Now we know. I just wanted to know.
Yeah. And also, when we first meet her, she's at her little apartment and she has a phone call. She's talking on the phone with Michel.
Yeah, her douchebag boyfriend.
Douchebag boyfriend. We don't like him. He seems super controlling. Just not very nice. Yeah.
She asks him later on, do you love me? He goes, I think so. She says, well, do you love me or do you think you do? It's like, it's the same thing, isn't it? No.
That's a big no-no there. Both Kat and I shook our heads. We're like, no. That's not the same thing.
Oh, and then it kind of jumps back and forth between the guy and Valentine, and the guy's like walking in the road, and he drops his book all his books on the ground. I was so upset.
I thought she was gonna like freak out. She loves books, and she was just like, no, what are you doing?
I was like, pick them up.
Pick them up.
And he went a lot slower than I would have, but I guess he went fast for a normal person to pick them up. But I would have immediately, as soon as I dropped them, been like, oh, I can't get them where they at. Like, as they're falling, trying to catch
one
them.
even opened up to, like, a certain part.
Yeah. And then he just leaves it, like, twisted over like that. And I do admit, I do that to books, but I always try to make sure I have multiple copies of that book that I'm doing it to.
So he has the books because he's a law student.
Yeah, he's learning to be a judge.
Yeah. A judge. Well, aren't judges really like lawyers first, for the most part?
Yeah, usually they go get their law degree, and then think they have to do a little bit more in school to become a judge, but I don't know.
I don't know either.
And then it goes back to, what's her butt? Valentine.
Yes.
And she runs over the dog, but she's a good citizen and stops to check on the dog instead of leaving it there to die.
Yes.
She's a good person.
Yeah, she hits it. Well, she was trying to find like a radio station or something.
It was making a funny noise, so she was switching it to a different radio station.
So she was distracted in a way. She hits the dog, puts the dog in her car. Dog's bleeding.
And at first it looked like, when she touched the blood, it looked like it was dried. So I thought, even said it, I thought that she didn't hurt it, that it was already laying in the road, and she just kind of like maybe hit it a little bit. Yeah. But then later on it shows that the blood wasn't dry. Yeah. And that it was on her hands, so it was just a little mix up there.
Yeah, it was on her hands, and I noticed some fur too.
Yeah.
Yeah, puts it, and then she looks at the dog's collar and finds where the dog is supposed to, where it's come from.
She just kind of walks right in the guy's house too.
Yeah, well, she did.
She rang the outside bell.
She rang the outside bell.
And I don't know how those work, because I don't have a bell on a fence. My fence doesn't have a bell.
I think that's just a warning, I guess.
I don't know. I have a doorbell.
Yeah, true.
Not that I can hear it all the time, but still.
I don't have a doorbell.
Then she goes in and tells the guy that she ran over the dog, and he doesn't really seem to care. And then she goes, if I ran over your daughter, would you react the same way? He goes, I don't have a daughter.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not the point of the question.
It's just trying to compare the two. Yeah, so she goes and takes the dog to the vet, and then the vet fixes the dog up and tells her that the dog's pregnant.
Yep.
With puppies.
And then the next time you see the dog, he's healed. Or she's healed.
Dog's all healed up quite
Like,
fine.
that's a fast healing dog. And then she's talking to what's-his-butt on the phone, her boyfriend.
Yes, the douchebag boyfriend.
And the car alarm keeps going off outside.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this guy just walks up and starts smacking the car. That's not going to do any good.
Yeah, some random guy just starts, like, kidding the car just to try to be quiet. Doesn't work.
Yeah. And then she sees something in the newspaper that disappoints her.
Her brother.
Mad. I just couldn't tell. I didn't know what it said, though. Is the only thing, because it didn't put the subtitles up of what it said.
No.
It did the other time she looked at the newspaper later on.
Yeah.
And when the guy looked at the newspaper, too, after that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say what happened there. And then she goes into the little store across the street from her apartment. She plays the slot machine. And apparently she hardly ever wins.
Hardly ever wins.
Because the guy goes, "Did you lose again?" And she just turns around, thumbs up.
Gives him a thumbs up, so she knew everything's gonna be alright. So. Oh yeah, she gets in the mail, she gets this envelope with money.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Who gave me this?" So.
Yeah. And so she takes the dog for a walk. And she lets the dog off the leash.
Yeah.
And why would you do that? She's chasing that dog through, like, the church and town and everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the dog runs off and... Wait, the dog actually runs off to the old owner.
Yeah,
the old guy. Yeah.
And she finds out that he's eavesdropping on his neighbors.
Yeah, he has, like, this...
phone calls.
Yeah, it's, like, the different wavelengths that he can get.
Yeah, he's listening to that. She gripes at him about it, says it's bad.
Oh, yeah. And they hear this one thing about this guy was talking on the phone to his gay lover.
Yeah, and I don't know what they were talking about, really. They were very into each other.
Very, very into each other. And
Which wouldn't be a problem if the guy wasn't married with a kid listening
on the phone. Because the old guy tells her, "Hey, why don't you go tell them that? Tell them what's going on." And so she goes to the house and she sees, oh, there's a nice, lovely little wife and a kid. And she's like, "I need to talk to your husband." She's like, "Oh, he's on the phone upstairs." Wife doesn't know.
Nope.
Kid's listening on the phone, like you said.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird. I thought that was a little weird.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid looked old enough to kind of understand what was going on.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure that kid understood what was going on, because she was definitely at least 13, if not older.
At least, yeah.
And
Valentine comes back to the old guy's house.
Yeah. And he asked, "Did you say anything?" She said, "No." And then they listen to some more. A couple more. So she covers her ears for part of it.
Yeah, she does.
And then she says she pities him and that he should turn himself in.
And then you find out that in the paper that she reads every day that he actually is on trial for it.
And she goes over there because she saw the paper.
Yep.
She goes over there and she wants him to know that it wasn't her that said it, and he goes, "No, it was me. I did it."
I turned myself in. After you left, I started writing letters to the police and, to all these people saying what I was doing.
Yeah.
I like the little connection, too, with the guy from the beginning, because he had just got to be able to be a judge, and he was part of that whole thing.
Yeah, he was in there.
There's a connection there.
And she also ran into the younger guy, in the music store. It was like a music listening store.
Yeah, it's like a record store.
Yeah.
And he was with his girlfriend.
And they bought the CD that she wanted to buy.
Yeah.
That Valentine wanted to buy. And the guy's like, "Well, I can hold it for you." I don't know if she got it. But
I don't know.
The dog had puppies, and they were really cute. And one of them was trying to get out of the thing, and he couldn't. The little chunky puppy couldn't get over the little ledge to get out of the...
Yep.
It looked like they were in a dresser drawer that was taken out and laid on the floor.
Oh, there's also with that that law student, you find out because he's got like this pretty girlfriend because he was so busy with the court cases and everything. She meets somebody else, and he keeps trying to call her, and she doesn't answer, or she's busy, and so he goes to her place, which is right near the old guy.
Yeah,
we learn his name is Joseph.
And then the young guy, we learn his name is August.
Yes. And he finds her cheating.
You know, that scene is the reason it's rated R.
The one scene, it's a very brief sex scene. That's why it's rated R.
Yep.
That's the only reason why. Of course, in the U.S., that would probably be like a hard PG-13, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Different
because all you see is a butt.
Yeah, pretty much.
And some legs.
That's about it. Yeah.
But this was also 1994, so the
That's
ratings
true.
were a lot more strict then.
You got a point there.
Oh, these little bitty drinking glasses that they were drinking that brandy out of. I'm like, why don't you just get a big glass and drink more?
It's fancier with the smaller ones.
I don't care.
They're trying to be fancy, cat. No.
Don't be fancy. Just
pear brandy.
I don't care what kind of brandy it is. I don't care what they're drinking. You get a normal sized glass and take a normal sized drink instead of taking a little sip every 2 seconds, having to fill it up. Goodness. I'm just not fancy, I guess.
I guess. Do you drink out of like mason jars and shit?
No. I drink out of cups.
He was like, yeah, they were drinking when she went and saw him.
Yeah.
When Valentine went and saw Joseph, so.
Yeah. And then you see August, he gets back and he's crying on his bed, and his dog jumps up there to comfort him.
Yeah.
And he smacks his dog off the bed.
Mac. That is a defense mechanism, actually.
I don't care.
I'm just telling you, based some psychology there. That's what it is.
My psychology was smack the man. Smack a dog.
That's where the phrase you get, kicking the dog. Kicking the dog.
No, I've never kicked a dog.
It's called...
I've shoot a dog with my foot.
It's displacement. You're displacing when you're angry and you put it on something else.
I'm going to displace my hand in his face if he hits that dog again. Then he abandons the dog at the lake.
Abandons the dog. Yeah.
Ties it up on a post and just drives off.
Yeah, that did piss me off there.
Oh, and then Valentine invites the old man to her fashion show before she leaves for England. It's her last fashion show.
She's going to go on a ferry to England.
Yep. And he stayed after the show waiting for her. And they talked about
all kinds of stuff. Yeah, his story.
Old love.
Yeah. Which is very similar to
August's
story, actually. Yeah.
It's almost exactly the same.
Almost exactly. I was like, that's why when you said earlier you thought it was flashbacks.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about too. I'm like,
that's
wait a
what
minute.
made me think it, but then they kept calling them different names, and I was like, okay, that doesn't make any sense then.
Yeah.
Oh, and they were talking about how he used to go to shows there all the time, and he'd sit in the one same seat, and one time he had a book, and he dropped the book, and he said it fell all the way down there, and as he was doing that, the camera slid down there like a book falling. I thought that was cool.
It did. That was pretty cool.
So they're leaving, and he gets in the car, and they're saying goodbye, and he asks for her ticket, her, ferry ticket?
Yeah.
And he just looks at it, and then gives it back, and then drives off. And I don't know what he was doing.
I think he was just trying to memorize it.
Just trying to figure out when
she was leaving.
When she was leaving.
Yeah. Pretty nice old guy.
Then she's going to get on the boat, and you see August on the boat with his dog.
Yeah.
Which makes me kind of sad, because we didn't see the dog
at
the end.
Yeah, what happens was there's a storm that happened, and the ferry and like all these other ships like
Some
sank.
fishing boats, a yacht.
A yacht, the ferry.
Yeah.
The ferry had like 4,000 passengers or something. It was on its side.
Yeah.
Because,
there was a really bad storm in the English Channel, which is where they were traveling, because they were traveling from France to England.
And you can just take a ferry there, so.
Which is weird, because to me, a ferry goes from Galveston to Galveston Island. It's just a little...
Oh, well, I always thought it was like, that was pretty simple to me, taking a ferry from France to England and back and forth, because in Tale Two Cities, that's how they travel.
So there's 7 survivors from the ferry.
Yep.
I didn't know this, but you did.
I did. That the 2 main characters from the Blue and...
You said 3 of them from one movie, 2 of them
from the other.
movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one was which, though.
Yeah. Because, so there's, like, the ones from the 2 movies prior were in that last scene. They survived.
Yeah. And, unfortunately, the lady from the Before trilogy was one of them.
Yeah.
I just didn't really like her in that, but...
That's just personal opinions there. I mean, she's probably a wonderful lady.
I get why they were showing that they all survived, just to kind of connect the 3 movies.
All of them together.
Yeah.
Connect the trilogy.
Yeah. And then they also showed that the girl, Valentine, and August both survived. But they didn't say anything about the dog, so that makes me think that his dog did not make it, which is sad.
That's very sad. Poor doggy.
Yeah.
It's funny, when they both got off the boat, they both looked at each other.
Yeah. And I think that was kind of insinuating, because the old man, Joseph, had said something when they were talking about his old love.
Yeah.
And she was asking, well, did you love anybody else again? He said something like, no, I think I was just too scared. And then he goes, or perhaps I just didn't meet you.
Yeah.
Insinuating that he needed someone like her. And then it shows August and Valentine at the end insinuating that he did find it, so it's not going to be a repeat of Joseph.
Yes.
Is what I got out of that.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I got too.
Okay.
That's pretty much, the end of the film there.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I did think was cool is the last shot of the film was Valentine kind of looking to the side, looking more scared than sad.
Yeah.
And there was the red background behind her, which is a photo that she had taken earlier in the movie, because she's a model. Mm-hmm. And that was a poster.
A huge poster.
He said like 65 by 25 feet.
Yeah, which is
something
big.
Like that. But yeah, I thought that was cool that was the last shot.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
I don't think so.
Nothing else to say about it?
No, I can talk more in the trivia, so.
Yeah. Some music. Oh, Lord. Big New?
Something like
Prisoner?
I think that's right, Prisoner.
So, Big New Prisoner is known for 3 Colors Blue. Actually, he did the whole trilogy.
Yep, whole trilogy.
They always give 4 films that they're known for, like they're most known for, and 4 of them, 2 of them were 3 Colors Blue, 3 Colors Red.
Yeah.
And then The Double Life of Veronica, which, that's another French movie.
Mm-hmm.
I just wrote the English. And then The Secret Garden, which is a really good movie. I love that movie.
I have seen it. It's good.
I have a book somewhere.
That's a good book, too.
Yeah.
Pretty decent musical, also.
The Secret Garden's a musical?
Yeah. Okay, you can make anything into a musical.
I don't like
Trust me.
musicals.
I know. This is why she has me around.
Okay, but he is known for those. He's known for those movies. He was nominated for 2 Golden Globes. He had some, I think, 10 or 11 wins of other awards, not Golden Globes.
Nice.
And his first ever credited score was for Prognosa Pagodi.
Something like that.
I don't know. It was a French something. And he did do all 3 of the trilogy.
Yeah, I think the music was really good.
Yeah, I liked it. It did remind me a lot of The Secret Garden, though. Just because I used to watch that a lot when I was little. I haven't seen it in a while. I might watch that tonight.
There you go.
The Halloween. Well, no, I like the Halloween movies. I don't know. I'm off tomorrow, so I'll watch something.
I think, like, really with the music, like, there's some scenes that, especially in Red, where the music started to get just more intense, and you don't know, you're like, okay, something's gonna happen.
To me, it was like building up, and I thought it was going to be something scary, because that's the way it was building towards, but then it stopped right before it would have been that scary moment, and it went to something softer.
See, I didn't get the scary thing, but I've seen a lot of French films, and I knew it was just going to be something.
This is the first French film I've ever seen, so.
There you go. I've seen a lot. And it was building, it was like an intense thing, so you knew to focus right at that part.
It's kind of like at the beginning of The Secret Garden where it's building up and the fire happens, like right at the beginning. Yeah. That's what it is.
Good comparison. Same composer.
That's why I said it. I actually know something from this one. Most of them I don't know something from them.
Yay!
But yeah. So you want to talk about red and white or blue and white? Sorry.
Blue and white. So I was able to watch the first 2 films in the trilogy. I was on vacation,
so I didn't watch them.
Yeah, I just finished up school. The school year ended, so I had some time. So, Blue... Do you want me to give a synopsis of it?
Yeah, just do like a spoiler-free one if anybody wants to watch it.
Spoiler-free?
Do you want me to pull one up?
I mean, because with Blue, it's like right away is what happens. So...
Well, I guess if they're watching Red, then they may have watched the other 2 by now. I mean, I didn't, but...
Okay, so if you haven't watched it, I apologize in advance, because I'm going to tell you something about Blue. So, Blue is... starts off with his, like, little family, husband, wife, kid. They're driving along, and then all of a sudden they get they swerve to hit a dog, and they ran, like, smack into this tree, like, hard. Like, the car just got caved in.
Dang.
And then it flashes to the hospital, and it's just the wife. And the doctor tells her that, spoiler, that her husband and her daughter were killed in the car accident. And so the rest of the pretty much Blue is just her trying to get through the days and months without her husband and her daughter.
Okay.
So, White.
Yeah.
Yes, so White is... starts off with it's a couple, one is French and one is Polish, and they're getting a divorce, and this is also the same woman who was in the Before trilogy.
Julie Delphi?
Yes, same actress. And she's an utter witch in this film, utter witch, and she pretty much has his passport taken away, all of his money taken away, and just like she pretty much
screws him over.
Pretty much screws him over, and he can't get out of the country. So he meets this other Polish guy, and the Polish guy helps him get back to Poland by hiding in a trunk. And when he gets back to Poland, he's able to get back on his feet, and he actually becomes really rich. And I like this one because it's a revenge story. So
yeah, you were telling me that because that was when were you watching it? You said
I watched it yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was here. I was back already.
Yes, I watched it yesterday.
You were texting me, and I was like, "Oh, that actually sounds kind of good."
Yes, and what the thing is, he faked his own death and wrote in his will that his ex-wife would get all of his money, and so she comes to the funeral, all sad and everything, and she goes back to her hotel, and he's there waiting for her. Of course, then they do, love scene and everything. And then he leaves, and the police come, and they're like, Miss, your husband didn't die of natural causes. You're gonna have to come with us. She's like, why? Because you're the one getting all of his money, so we think you killed him. And so she has to go to jail, And the very last scene in the film is him looking up at the jail at her and smiling.
That's funny. But she gets out at some point because she's on that boat.
She does.
In red, so.
She does.
She has to get out at some point.
True.
I guess they found out he was alive.
Yeah.
You can't be charged for murder if somebody's not dead.
Yeah. It's very true. There's a lot of symbolism, too, in this, like, in blue, white, and red. There's a lot of blue colors in blue, and it's more of a sadder film. White is, there's a lot of white in, like, almost every shot.
That's how red is, too.
And red is the same way.
All over the place. Like a red alarm clock, a red Jeep, like red everything.
Yeah. There's a lot of French films. There's a lot of symbolism. And it's very artsy that way.
I think we have a couple more French films.
We do. I'm excited.
I am, too. That was
I
actually
like French
pretty
films.
Good. And I want to watch the other two at some point. Trivia!
So, there actually is not too much trivia, really, for Red. It was hard to find it.
I don't have anything. I don't have my one piece of trivia.
The random one. So, I have 2 series trademarks. So, an elderly person can be seen trying to throw an empty bottle into recycling in every single film. And in Red, Valentine helps the old woman. But in the other 2 films, the main characters just watch.
That's rude.
I know. She's the nice one.
Yeah, she did seem kind of nice. She was trying to get the basketball.
She's super, yeah.
But she's trying to help Joseph. Get him to stop what he's doing. But then one thing we did is she calls it one guy who he says is like a Cuban smuggler or something like that.
Oh, yeah, with the heroin.
Yeah, heroin smuggler. I don't know why I say Cuban. I was thinking the cigars.
Yeah.
Because those are illegal some places.
Yes.
But he told her that guy was a heroin smuggler. So she calls him and she tells him, "You deserve to die." And then hangs up. And the guy's like walking around outside and he just shuts the antenna because it is a 1994 cell phone.
Yeah.
So he puts down the antenna and then kind of like looks around and runs in the house.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Let's see, I got another series trademark is, of course, the main characters from the other films make an appearance in the film.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yep. This was actually the final film for this director. He actually retired right after this one. He's like, "I'm done making films. I'm tired." 2 years later, he died.
Oh, wow.
Cardiac arrest.
Dang.
Yeah. And I think he did some really good, just this trilogy. Great job. I got one more. Actually, I found this in the spoiler section, so I knew what was going to happen. So, I didn't tell you, though. Sorry. So, when the ship, it was a big old ship catastrophe, they actually used real-life TV footage.
Oh, from the
sinking of a ferry, the sinking of the Herald of Free Enterprise, which was in the English Channel in 1987.
Okay, what does it say? That did look more realistic than I would have expected for a movie at that point. I mean, now they can do it pretty well to where it looks realistic, but 1994, that's over 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's real life footage.
That was your last trivia?
Yeah.
It was really cool that it was actual footage.
Yeah, really.
I mean, it kind of sucks for the thing, but...
I knew there was going to be something, and I just didn't know who was going to be involved.
Yeah.
So. I had that in the back of my head. When I heard she's getting on a ferry, I was like, uh-oh. I didn't say that to you, though. I wanted to make sure you weren't spoiled. So.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I try to be nice. I try.
I mean, there are certain times when I think spoilers are acceptable, and with a movie that's at this point this old, then
this is a 24-year-old film.
For films, that is old at this point, because most people would not watch this because it's over 5 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
Most people don't watch films that are older than it. I think the most is 10 years. If they watch something that's older than 10 years old, it's because they watched it when they were little for the most part.
That's
Whereas me, I watch whatever the heck I want.
Yeah, like me, I would love to watch just silent films. 1910s, 1920s.
I like the ones with Charlie Chaplin in them.
We have some Charlie Chaplin films.
We do.
I'm excited. It's going to be great. Those are higher up on the list, though.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty high up on the list.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get back down to those original films, it's kind of hard to put some stuff in front of them because that's what created what we are looking at now.
The silent films, then we get the talkies.
Yep.
Jassinger was the first talkie.
Okay, so where it has been on the list before is only on the list 2 previous times, right around where it's at now. So right now it is 244. Mm-hmm. I was going to say 246. It is 244 right now. And it was in 2010 245. And then it wasn't on the list in 2012. 2014 it was 248. And then 2016 it was not on the list.
Yeah.
But as of our list, April 12th, 2018, it was number 244. And then at the moment, well, I guess previously number 244 in 2010 was Sherlock Jr. from 1924. I'm not sure if that's silent or not. That's right around the time of silent films.
It is. It probably is a silent film. I think it's on our list.
I don't know.
I'm looking.
Okay. Well, while you're looking at that, the 2012 number 244 was Castle in the Sky from 1986. I don't think that one's on the list, but it's one of those
Castle
anime.
in the Sky, I don't think it's on the list anymore, but Sherlock Jr. is way up higher. It's 152.
Dang, it's moved up.
It has. And yeah, I don't
Since
see Castle in the Sky.
2014, Stalag 17 from 1953. 2016 list, Sin City from 2005, which I believe is still on the list. And then as of today when we're recording, Before Sunset is number 244 from 2004.
Ugh. Sorry. Don't like that film.
Yeah, I didn't really like it either.
Yeah.
But they know that because we just did that one.
Yeah, that's true.
Two episodes ago. Favorite line?
Well,
I have 2 that I wrote down.
I got mine. It's like a conversation.
Oh, okay.
So
the first one I wrote down, typical English weather. It's raining. I just thought that was funny. I don't really know much about England, but that just reminds me of something that we would say for like Seattle.
It's like, Seattle, it's raining again.
Yeah. And then my other one, we kind of talked about it a little bit. If I ran over your daughter, would you react the same way?
Yeah.
Those are my only 2. I mean, the first one was funny, and then the second one is just, I don't know. This is the only 2 I wrote down.
It's there.
Yeah.
I only had the one. It's between Joseph and Valentine. He says, I want nothing. Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah,
I want nothing.
Yeah. That's it.
Then she says, then stop breathing. And he says, good idea.
Yep, I like
I'm
that
like,
one.
that is funny and sarcastic.
Okay, I need to write that down. Because we started putting those on
the website. On our page, we have our favorite lines.
Yep.
And
so I need to put that in there.
So we're going to put this. You agree? That's
yep,
a pretty funny
I like
one?
that one.
Okay. It says, I want nothing, then stop breathing. Good idea. Kind of darker humor, but it just really stuck with me.
So that was our favorite line.
And the rating, what do you think?
Our rating, I gave it a 7 because it's not my favorite thing ever, and it's not one that I'll watch multiple times and keep continuously watching it. But if I feel like watching a French movie, then this would probably be one that I turn to.
Agree. It's a really good trilogy. I think it's a nice end to the trilogy, and I agree. I'd give it a 7 also.
Right.
I still liked White better, but...
Rating is in then. Alright, so next time we're going to be watching 12 Monkeys from 1995.
Oh, a year later.
Yeah, which has Bruce Willis
yes.
and Brad Pitt, I think. Let me look it up.
Yes, and it's directed by Terry Gilliam from, Monty Python.
Yeah, you were telling me about him.
Good old Terry Gilliam.
12 Monkeys. Yep, Brad Pitt.
Nice. You remembered. Good job, Kat.
It's because I was looking at this earlier.
Oh.
I've never seen it. I've seen the TV show, which I'll talk about it when we get to it.
I haven't seen the TV show, but I have seen 12 Monkeys.
Oh, okay.
Big Gilliam fan here.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Monty Python. So.
Yeah. Alright, so where to find us?
So you can find us on Twitter at Cat and Jess Talk the Best. Our Facebook page is Cat and Jess Talk the Best. If you want to email us, Cat and Jess Talk the Best 250 at Gmail. Our website is catandjesstalkthebest.podbean.com.
And then you can find it on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Google Play, pretty much anywhere podcasts are found. We are also officially on YouTube.
Yes.
And just awaiting approval on Spotify right now. So
Sweet. Yeah.
getting there.
Getting there. Just trying to reach as many people as possible.
Yeah, and also if you could just share Twitter, share the Facebook, like us on there, give us reviews.
Oh, yeah.
Gets us out there a little bit more.
You try.
Good reviews would be preferred, but if you don't like it, let us know.
At least you're trying to give us...
I won't cry, but Jess might.
At least give us, if you're going to give us some comments, make the, what's the word? Constructive criticism.
Yes,
there we
please.
go. So we can always make it better. Because
If you
that's
want
what
me-
we always do. We always try to make this better.
If you want me to stop interrupting Jess, please say so. I just get super excited.
I'm used to it. I'm so used to her being excited. I just let her do
I'm
it.
very excitable. I mean, it doesn't really sound like it sometimes. I just start talking super loud. So it sounds like I'm mad. Just because it sounds like I'm yelling. But I'm just excited.
She is. It's just how she is.
But yeah, so give us some constructive criticism if you don't like us. That way we can get better and maybe then you do like us.
Yeah.
But if you don't like us, I don't know why you're listening. Unless it's just for laughs.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we're funny or not. We're not really trying that hard to be funny.
No, I'm just talking.
We just talk.
I mean, the porg bit at the end, I think that's funny, but...
Well, yeah, porg.
But I like porgs.
I mean, porgs. A little subtle tribute to Star Wars there.
Yeah. And then our opening music is by Audio Binger. You can find him on Facebook. And he also does have a website where you can download all of his music, too.
Yes, he's got a YouTube channel, too.
Oh, does he?
He does. I looked it up. He's got some pretty cool stuff on there.
Yeah. We've been discussing our Christmas and Halloween episode songs.
Yes.
Been trying to decide what we're going to do for those, but
Trying.
we got a while for that.
That's true.
Alright, so we'll catch you next time.
Alright. We'll see you around. She has a porg.
I do have a porg. He's so cute.